What in God's good name or evolution's good name, whatever you choose to believe and not believe in, keep an open mind and keep skeptical and nonviolent, is going on, folks. Will Turbot, aka the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard, part of Auditing America, part of Demand the Truth, and the Ancapistan version of Fake Mike Real News. And we are live, folks. Share the video. We are joined by my esteemed colleague, Rogier Hopp from RHTV Live, all the way over from the
Exactly.
Netherlands. I was like, because I forgot, I'm really bad, man. I'm really bad with life. I'm not the best life person. So I get all things mixed up. And I was like, oh man, I kind of really forgot about we were supposed to do this interview, and I pushed things a day late. I got stuff I gotta. Oh my god, I accidentally cleared that up. I gotta remember this too. I got things I gotta do. Hold on, I gotta put
It's
this down.
okay, Will. It's okay. You
And
are
so
fighting the New World Order and, Fake Mike Real News International right over here from the Netherlands. And there's a lot going on here. Big farmers' protest going on. And yeah, maybe we can show you some footage about the farmers' protest. You know, can
yeah,
you?
let's first tell people about yourself. I know everyone that's been with us for a little while knows who Rogier is. RHTV Live out of the Netherlands. What up, Todd? My brother Todd. We got the one in here. We got Rom. We got We the People. Apparently, I don't see them, but they're here. I can't see all the comments. Apparently, Boston Metal, my brother. Yes, we're gonna try to stop the World Economic Forum's agendas there. Aussie girl, always good to
Exactly.
see you. Deanna,
Exactly.
what up? Eric, what up? So Rogier, I'll let Rogier tell you about himself, but Rogier is basically out there in the Netherlands. He's doing what I want to do. I try to do what he does, and I'm not as good as yet because I still fly
Nah,
off
come
the
on,
handle
Will.
sometimes. I still get a little too caught up. This guy's out here every single day breaking down. It could be modern events, it could be history, it could be geopolitics, it could be stuff you never heard of before. And he's also in the streets confronting people, and not only just confronting people, then he's just documenting at all these protests. So tell people a little about yourself, Rogier, and then let's talk about what's happening in the Netherlands now. And I'll say one more thing too before you tell people about yourself. Me and Rogier met, and and how I met Rogier is because he was helping a gentleman in the Netherlands who was the victim of elite child trafficking. This is the kind of person that you're dealing with. This is an awesome person who's extremely humble and has given himself to this cause. So, Rogier, thank you for joining me. And if you guys are just joining, please share and smack the like. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for explaining. I'm kind of the Dutch activist, and yeah, I confront all these monsters, all these politicians. Now over here in the Netherlands, they say there's too much nitrogen in the air, right? And they blame the farmers, and basically, the farmers are protesting. They've been protesting for days now, and Monday is going to be the big day, the very big protest where also truckers are going to protest and stuff like that. Now, there's been a debate in the halls of Congress over here in the Netherlands, and basically they don't know what to do. So it's basically we're going towards a slow civil war. The farmers against the government. Now,
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me too. And you see Rogier's, he's using his version of the fake mic. He's got the lighter
yep,
up because he's standing in solidarity with me, and I appreciate that because he's even
exactly.
more dedicated this to me. So that's how it shows you how dedicated he is. But to me, it seems kind of counterproductive for a government to attack the people that produce the food. I mean, that just doesn't seem like common sense. Uh, Even farms can be done sustainably, so I don't understand why go after them. To me, it just doesn't. It's not good optics for them. But I guess anything's possible now, right?
Well, first of all, our government says we are part of the European Union. So if we don't make it, then another country will make it. and will be exported towards the Netherlands. So that's a train of thought that's in the halls of Congress over here in the Netherlands. Our parliament is thinking that way. It's like we're part of the European Union, and we gladly want Ukraine to be part of the Union, and stuff like that. So it's amazing. Our government does not represent us. They represent the World Economic Forum. You know this, Will.
Well,
right?
and if anybody that's here, there's maybe because we're getting a lot of new viewers, and also I believe High Impact Flicks is going to do another video about me later tomorrow, so we should be getting some more eyeballs on this. But if anybody that doesn't know, the Bilderberg Group is the definition of a conspiracy. Sometimes people will call us, they'll make a straw man or ad hominem us, and they'll say, oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists. But the definition of a conspiracy is two or more people getting together to do something negative. And the Bilderberg Group
Exactly.
is the definition of that. The Bilderberg Group was created in 1954, or perhaps before that. That's when they were found meeting, Oosterbeek, Holland. And they were a group created by the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, no particular order, by the way. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the royal family of England, the royal family of the Netherlands, and some Nazis. And they've literally created world events, including talking about things that you were discussing, which is the creation of the European Union. As a matter of fact, Valerie D'Estaing brags that the Bilderberg Group created the European Union. And so not only that, you'll also see that these people are very influential into what's going on today. And our favorite friend, Mark Root, he's always popping up, even in the U.S. news every once in a while, too, which is crazy because U.S. here, you don't hear anything from outside the U.S., but every once in a while, Mark Root will pop up at the White House, or, they'll all be at the G7, and they'll be like,
yeah.
Pretty interesting how intertwined this has all been. And the same thing that's going on in the Netherlands is going on here in different aspects, at least with the child abuse for sure. But with these recent protests, let me see if I can bring something up on screen about that. Maybe you can send me a link too. But with these recent protests, I think it's been, we got it right here. Let me put this up on screen for you. Here we go. So with these recent protests, I found it pretty interesting because from some of the few clips I've seen from you, and others that you shared. Okay, so let's play a few here. Let's go ahead.
So this here is in.
Set this up.
This here is in Kootwijkerbroek, which is a very small community, like 2,000 somewhat people, right? And a lot of farmers, agricultural stuff, and the farmers were protesting. And basically the police were also there. And we're going to take a look at these images here. So there you have it. It's getting very out of hand, and there are also fires that are along the freeway, right? And we're going to take a look at this
here. Dat het een keer minder vriendelijk gaat worden, daar kan me alles bij voorstellen.
Dat de grens, wat ons betreft, bereikt is.
This is at the German border, so you see a lot of German flags.
Goedenavond, het was vandaag een dag vol nieuwe boerenacties in de provincie. In Epe werden voor het gemeentehuis hooibalen in de brand gestoken. En dat gebeurde vanmiddag ook in Apeldoorn. Het ging om gecontroleerde acties en de brandjes werden snel.
This is right in front of City Hall in a small town called Ede or Epe. People were burning fires and stuff. The farmers are very, very pissed off.
This is incredible to see. You've been sending me quite a bunch of updates on this. This taken over. We get And first of all, by the way, I did have an OnlyFans, Tommy. You were joking, but it was FakeMicRealNews, but that didn't take off. We didn't. I still got that, so who knows? We'll open that back up. But yeah, also go to Auditing America. Today's Auditing America's birthday. $sign Auditing America News. Send him a happy birthday wish. And go over to that channel, like, share, and subscribe to Auditing America. Sharing the videos is the best way that you can help us out. Shout out to Olaf, man. I love you, brother. I love you, Colin. Of course, I love you, Todd.
Olaf, thank you for being
awesome.
awake.
I really love this group of people that we've assembled here. And of course, we're going to be taking down the Bilderberg and WEF. Of course, it's going to be nonviolent. And it's just interesting. And I want to bring this up here on screen, too. I wanted to share this screen here. This is out of ABC News, and this will just give a brief overview for American viewers, just as like a little context here. See if this is up on screen. Okay, so why are Dutch farmers protesting over emissions? Farmers are protesting around the Netherlands as lawmakers vote on proposals to slash emissions of damaging pollutants. And look up the way they frame this, too. They're damaging pollutants. All of a sudden, they're fine, right? These large companies like Monsanto, like Bayer, right? They're not doing anything that's, irrevocably destroying life. They're not doing anything bad. Let's go down on the farmers who got the dangerous pollutions. And it's so funny too, because where do they get the dangerous pollutants done? The ones that are genetically modifying, the ones that are spraying pesticides, the ones that are giving human HGH to whatever the chemical is. I forget the name of the chemical off my head. Either way, the
really
point
is amazing.
Basically steroids to cows. They're getting it from these large companies, right?
Exactly.
Farmers protest around the Netherlands as lawmakers voted Tuesday on proposals to slash emissions of damaging pollutants, a plan that will likely force farmers to cut their livestock herds or stop work altogether. And this is just another thing. Look at this. As tractors gathered outside Parliament building, our best friend in the whole world, Prime Minister Mark Rutte, said the farmers have a right to protest but not break the law. Everyone already said that. But this also is the disturbing thing, right? This is like the rules for thee and not for me. These people are flying around the world on their private jets, right? They're flying around to the G7 and the World Economic Forum, and they're flying around, they're hanging around.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
They're eating the best foods.
We also saw this in the Netherlands, right? All these politicians, they went to sports gyms and stuff like that. Well, they were closed. All the sports gyms were closed, but the politicians, they needed to go to the gym. So they opened a sports gym. It's amazing, really is amazing. They think they are gods among us. They are not. Okay, they're human beings just like you and me. And we have to confront them. I'm proud of you, Will, for confronting Joe Biden, for confronting Hillary Clinton. You even went to the house of Bill Gates.
Well, we have to at least do something non-violently. I mean, we were discussing. I mean, it's just crazy because it's not just me, right? We've interviewed America's #1 death investigator. We had a U.S. diplomat on the other night on Auditing America who proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the U.S. was giving visas to Al-Qaeda terrorists, right?
Yep, so I saw that.
We have to do something here. And it's, I mean, people like you and I were warning for years of the world that we're living in right now and we're living in. And it's only getting exponentially worse. I don't know what the gas prices are like out there in the Netherlands, but we might have to get some wooden shoes out again and start walking because the inflation here, the gas prices are crazy. And it doesn't look like things are getting any better. And by the way, it's not Joe Biden. Joe Biden's not helping things, but it's the Federal Reserve and the international bankers who've inflated our currency the most. But yes, Biden and Trump hasn't helped either.
And also the war that's being waged upon the Ukrainian people, that's also something that's hiking the prices up and stuff like that, and over here in the Netherlands, we support Ukraine. It's amazing. We are supposed to be neutral, but we're not. We're supporting Ukraine, sending all these arms to Ukraine and stuff like that. And the Dutch people can't even have housing. you know, and now they're trying to get rid of the farmers. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
To me, this sounds exactly like what we've been talking about. It sounds like the degradation of society, and also like this Agenda 2030, right? I mean, Bill
Yep.
Gates is buying up all this farmland, but yet, and he can have it. Why aren't people protesting about him having farmland, or shutting down on him having farmland? But no, it just seems like it's purposely being done to destroy society when you're going after the farmers to do this. That doesn't seem very effective, and it seems like that's just going to cause more chaos, more inflation, less food, more people starving to death.
This
Sorry,
is
guys,
what
I've
they
been talking
want.
a long time. Let me. I've been slipping all over my words here. I'm going to shut the hell up and let Rozier talk. Get some
This
water.
is what they want. You see, over here in Europe, we're a few years ahead of you guys, and we actually have a United States of Europe. They call it the European Union, but it's actually the United States of Europe. We have some unelected person, Ursula von der Leyen, which is the European presidential person, and we never voted for her. But over here in Europe, we're a few steps ahead of you guys. Over there in America, there's the North American Union, right? Look it up, North American Union. And that's a merging of Canada, the US, and Mexico into one big state, basically. And that's what they want over there. There you go, North American Union. So that's what they want over there. And that's why you have Sleepy Joe in power now. They needed to do everything to put the plan on table, you know, and say about Trump what you want, but he said no to this plan, and he said we are exceptional, which you guys are basically.
Who
So
said we were exceptional? Sorry, you broke up for a sec there.
well, the U.S. is quite an exceptional country, even
It
though
is, and you know what? The thing that I always like to point out, I'm going to actually pull up the Declaration right now so I could just show you, because I've been trying to paraphrase it too much lately.
this is way against your Constitution, America. You know, your Constitution does not allow this, the North American Union.
The second paragraph here, right? This is, and I'm not even going to read the full thing. You guys have all heard this one, right? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. What does that mean? It means they cannot be taken away from you. They cannot be made alien. Alien means somebody outside, right? It could be an alien from space, whatever. That's outside, alien to you. That means not of you. So unalienable means it cannot be taken away from you, cannot be made alienable to you. Among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. So what is that saying right there? You have rights, and the reason we create governments are instituted among men, is to secure these rights.
Exactly.
Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. And then
Exactly.
that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to this end, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government. Blah, 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 blah.
That's why you guys have a Second Amendment.
And that's why
it's not for hunting.
America hasn't been the best, and trust me, but America was created on the idea that we're creating government. Why are we creating government? Because you have rights, and this government is going to be built to protect your rights. Well, we've seen that go out the window, and part of that is this overarching plan that we're talking about here, going back from the Bilderberg group and others. And we've seen that completely almost play out now, where we have barely any of our rights left. They said they cannot be made alienable from us, but they sure did it anyways. So once the U.S. gets destroyed, then we're, and I'm no statist, by the way. I'm no statist here. I'm just showing you what's going on here. once that happens, then there's really no defense for this. Then we're all second world, quote unquote, third world, quote unquote, citizens. And that's what I really, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I cannot necessarily win this in a court of law. But that's what I think they're trying to do. I think they're trying to lower the standard of living for everybody, because the more free time that people have, the more free time they have to go out and be aware of things. But conversely, on the pro side of that, once people get too close to starvation, then they're going to protest too. So it's a fine balance that these idiots have to tiptoe. But I say, hey, let's be nonviolent. Let's use the Socratic method and do something about it. So
rules for thee, but not for me, right? Yeah, that's how it works.
Where do you see these protests going in the Netherlands? These farmers seem to be pretty upset, and I got to give credit to the people of the Netherlands, because they're out there and they protest. They're not like the cowards here in the United States. So obviously, I'm not talking to Tommy or Joy, Broken Record, Ice, Aussie Girl, Social Isolation, anybody here on the chat. But first of all, why is the Netherlands speaking out so much more than the Americans for the most part? Or do you think that's even true? And then where do you see the future of these protests going?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's true that the Dutch are more active, because if you look at Europe overall, the French, now they are active when it comes to politics.
It's funny because everyone always called the French a bunch of you know what. And they're better than us. They're better than us. It's sad.
Yeah, the French actually started the Yellow Vest movement, which spread over Europe and also here in the Netherlands. So,
and they also, which I don't agree with, and I fully condemn, and I only promote nonviolence, but they also started chopping people's heads off too. So you guys can't forget about that too. So the French has had a lively history of just defending themselves against tyrants.
That was way back, that's was Robespierre.
Yes.
That's French Revolution you're talking about.
And it's an interesting side fact too, is we were talking with Fritz Bringmeier the other night about there is a real historical organization called the Bavarian Illuminati. There is evidence to say it goes back even further from that. Allegedly, it was disbanded in 1793, although we have George Washington. Allegedly, because we do have George Washington's writings, correspondences in the Library of Congress, which talk about him admitting that the Illuminati in 1798, this is 5 years after they were allegedly disbanded, infiltrating the Freemasonic lodges there. You do see, going back to the French Revolution, let me see if I can even pull it up here.
Adam Weishaupt and all that.
It was Jacobinism. And on the French version of the Constitution, take a look at the symbolism here. If I pull it up.
The Jacobins were weird people, man. They were like weird, If you translate it to now, it's like, whoa, what the hell? Whoa. So, but we have to learn from history. You see, the Boston Tea Party happened when England taxed the tea, right? So the Americans threw the tea in the harbor and stuff like that. That's how basically the revolution began against the English, and we have to learn from history.
You're absolutely right. I finally got the document I'm looking for here. Let's see if I can full screen it.
A lot of people don't know the Dutch influence in the U.S., right?
Yeah, let's talk about the Dutch influence in the U.S. and then we can get back to where you think these protests are going. I'm going to put this up on screen here, too, while you talk. But yeah, let's talk about the Dutch influence in the U.S. besides just the obvious we were talking about, which is the Bilderberg group. Do you guys see this right here? This is the French Declaration or whatever. And you can see they got the Phrygian cap, and they've got the all-seeing eye with the sun. Can you guys see that on screen?
Yeah, we see it.
All right, I'm going to shut up now, Roger. Tell us about the Dutch influence. I'm sorry.
So New York used to be New Amsterdam, right? The Dutch colonists made New Amsterdam, and they actually had settlements outside of that. And if you look at the state flags, you see a lot of orange in the flag, right? And that's because of the Dutch settlers. And yeah,
Yeah, actually, you can still go to parts of New York State to this very day, and it's very different. I'm from New England, and so in New England, we do have a lot of. I mean, obviously, the history of the United States is vastly different. You guys have buildings over there that are way older than us. You know, so our old buildings are like colonial times or pre-colonial times. You know, those are old buildings. So we still have a good amount of colonial buildings here around that time in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, so forth. But in New York, you will still, and New Jersey also, and Pennsylvania, you will notice, and other places as well, but more heavily, in my opinion, my experience there, you will notice the Dutch architecture on the houses far different. And it's all over New Jersey, it's all over New York, and you can see it, and it's very, very different than the typical colonial stuff that was more English from the time. And again, I'm no expert on architecture or anything like that. And so, yeah, the Dutch, and two, and you know, the best influence that the Dutch have ever had on the United States. I'm going to pull this one on screen, and this has been a good one.
I know what you're talking about, Will. I know.
What do you think? What's your guess? What's your guess?
The grass, I guess. Right?
Well, yeah, but we don't get a lot of your weed because we get out here. We get weed from the United States now. We used to get some from Canada, Mexico, sometimes Colombia back in the day. But the Dutch Masters, the Royal Dutch Masters. Now I flipped over to the games. You know, we were just talking about in Auditing America that these are banned. These are banned. You can't in my state. You can have. The government says yes, you can have tobacco. I mean, this country was started on tobacco farming, by the way, right? And so now then the government is saying, well, you can't have tobacco. So you can have tobacco. The government's deciding what I can and can't have. By the way, this is the government that says you can't have weapons. We're going to red flag you and kill you. But they lost like 20, 30 nukes. They're the same government that's $30 trillion in debt plus more. And they want to give us a credit score. This is the government. The number one thing that's killed all people over the last 100 years has been democide, which is murder by government. So the biggest murderers and rapists of all time are going to tell me I can't smoke a flavored tobacco cigar and smoke my weed in it? I don't think so, bitch. I'm smoking.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, bitch. We smoke it.
Exactly. We smoke it, man. We smoke it. Exactly, man.
Yes, Cali Life is saying, let's see, save Will's lungs. Okay, Friendly saying, who's the guest? The guest, let me hide this current comment because I've been hiding his name. Current guest is Rogier Hop. He's live from the Netherlands.
RHTV Live.
It's like 4:00 in the morning, and he's on fire right now.
He's fire, man.
This is a guy that has exposed elite child trafficking. He's confronted extremely famous people. He does live shows every single day explaining everything under the sun that you can think of. That's RHTV Live. So go find on Facebook RHTV Live. RHTV Live. It's right here. It's his name. And I'll put the link in the description.
I'm also on YouTube.
And I'm gonna pull up your YouTube channel too, so everyone can see. And he's also, let's finally get back to this too, because we're having such a fun, like, little side conversation here. So where do you think these protests will develop to, if anything? Because, I mean, I don't see the farmers, like, giving up. They seem pretty impassioned about this. And the government, in my experience with the government, they're usually not the first ones to admit when they're wrong. So where do you see this going, Rogier Hop from the Netherlands, RHTV Live?
Well, it's very hard to say because we're not the only country within the European Union on strike. If you look at Italy, for example, major strikes over there ever since they had this shot thing, what we're not allowed to talk about, and major strikes in Greece and other countries within the European Union. So if our government pleases the farmers, which is their task to do, if they succeed in pleasing the farmers, then somewhere else within the European Union will be a big demonstration, like France, or say, for instance, Italy, or another southern country. those countries are also in major debt. And there you see my channel.
Yeah, everyone
So
go over and subscribe to his channel. I have the links in the description right now. They've been updated, so the link to his channel is right there. Again, today's Auditing America's birthday. Go over there and send him a Cash App. Thank you.
happy birthday, Auditing America. I like your
happy birthday. Yes, and thank you so much. I do want to say thank you to people like Deanna and others who have been donating recently. That really, really helps me out, and I really, really appreciate it. Everyone, the best way to help me out, and I definitely want to say thank you to the donations, all the donations. Patreon.com/Demand the Truth, $ FakeMicRealNews on Cash App, and FakeMicRealNews on PayPal. And also, thank you to everyone, more importantly, who've been sharing the videos. We've done a lot of cool videos lately. I know there's a lot of haters out there too. We've been doing a lot of dope videos with Fritz Springmeier, right now with Rogier. We just interviewed.
How can anyone hate you, Will? I mean,
There's a lot. There's whole channels that are dedicated out there to hate me. Man, trust me. And I could actually
you're fighting for freedom, man.
Well, I could do a
freedom.
whole channel about how I suck too. And trust me, once we defeat the New World Order, I'll be the first one doing that channel. But I just definitely want to say thank you to everybody, because we really have the best group here. And Rogier, if he's not sleeping or doing his own video, he's in the chat here. He's sharing the videos. I always try to share his videos too. So, we got a great group of people here with Red Instrumental, Cali Life, with Tommy V. We got a great group of people, and we got to stick together, guys. We got to keep it going. And I really believe in you guys. I mean, you guys motivate me a lot. So just thank you for sharing the videos. Again, appreciate the donations. Also, if you want to find me on the other stuff, Fake Mike Real News on Instagram, Fake Mike Real News on Twitter as well. But I want you guys to go right now, find Rogier Hop. You can type them in. I have the subscription and the bell already here. Hit the bell for notifications. Let's help build up his channel. He predominantly broadcasts on Facebook, but we want to build up his YouTube followers too. He's got a good.
Actually, well, I have to correct you on that, because lately I've been using another Restream, and I'm on Facebook and also on YouTube, streaming at the same time. So
do you pay for that?
No, it's free.
You can do two at the same time, right? But you can't do like three. Okay, that's awesome. So maybe we'll look into that too. That's great. Okay, so great. So now we can just it's going to be easier, because Facebook's a little difficult to find people. But yeah, let's find them. The link's in the description to this video. It's the top link. Go over there and please let him know that Fake Michael sent you, and please help share his videos, because you guys are now. And for anybody that's new, because we got a lot of new people that join us all the time too. Rogier has been with us since back in the day. He's been fighting this, child trafficking. He's been exposing the system for quite a long time. So if you guys don't know Rogier and you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, please go over there, give him some love, give him a comment, say Fake Mike sent you or Auditing America sent you. That way it helps the algorithm, and share his channel with people, especially if you have friends that speak Dutch or from the Netherlands or anything like that.
Oh, that's a cat that you hear in the background.
What's the cat's name?
Elise.
Elise, okay. Fur? She's the fur Elise?
Yeah, there's a song Beethoven made.
Yeah, and she's the fur, right? Like a furry kitty. That's pretty clever. I like that. That's dope. Yeah, I'll put the link here. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys too. It's also in the description. Yeah, people love cats. I'm gonna start doing a channel where it's all cats, and then I just do a voiceover. By the way, the Bilderberg group is.
I know for sure that you'll get 1 million hits if you just show a cat meowing and stuff like that, and maybe do whatever you said. Talk about the Bilderberg group, and
I think we're gonna have to do it that way. We're gonna have to try sneaky stuff, because they've been banning us anyway. But yeah, I put his links in the description. Also, Tommy V, thank you also, because Tommy V is the man. He's always putting the links in there. As is live and direct on the air to my socials. I really want you guys to go find me and Rozier on my other platforms, his other platforms. Rozier, how can we donate to you, and what are some final thoughts? Where do you see the future of the Netherlands and the U.S. going? Because people like you and I were warning things were getting bad, and now I feel like they're already here. Where does it go from here?
First of all, I don't need donations. You know, it's okay. I just do it without any money. So thank you for subscribing, NC Deb. And what was the second question? Oh yeah, where does it go on from here? I don't know. I actually have no clue because first we were the people, you know, showing what's happening and stuff like that, and now everyone has their own channel, and they're also showing what's happening, and you know, so everyone is their own leader, I guess, in this struggle, and yeah, we have to go forward. We have to locate the enemy. The Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg Group, World Economic Forum, those kind of people, we have to confront them, you know. So when they're in the US or elsewhere in Europe, we have to go there, you know, and confront these people. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, the news is supposed to be the blockade. They're supposed to prevent corrupt government. They're supposed to be one of the things preventing bad government from happening, but they're working with the Bilderberg Group, so we have to do it. People like Rozier have been forced to do this. People that have unfortunately had to sacrifice other things in their life to go about and do this. So I want to put it up on screen one final time here. The links are in the description. It's Rozier Hop, ROGIERHOP. You can just type that into the browser and you'll see it. But it's also, the links are right in the description here. I already put it in the chat. Thank you, Tommy V, for putting everything in there. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining this. Please go over, support Rozier. And the cool thing about it is, too, it's like, as he said, we all have to do this. We all have to take our individuality and to put it into practice nonviolently some way to have a part in forming a more altruistic world. And
exactly, like the guest you had, like just now, Elijah, his name was.
yes,
Yeah, you know, vote for him. He's got like other ideas and stuff like that, and you know, use your voice and vote for him instead of these other politicians that have been in politics for ages. You know, just vote for the guy that's never been in politics. You know,
that's right. We have to do our part. I know everyone's busy and we have to work more because inflation, but we all have to do our part. We have to do it non-violently because times are bad. Times are bad. Times are bad. I mean, the last couple of years, I didn't even think they would get as bad as they are now. So we really need to do something back. So non-violently. Yeah, sorry, Rozier.
What do you think of November? Because in America, there's going to be states voting, right, in November.
Yeah, I'm not too, honestly, until people like until groups like the Libertarian and the Green parties, which I'm definitely more libertarian. I'm definitely a voluntarist. I'm not a statist, but I do believe less government is better. But I honestly think until we have these parties up on the platform, there's not many people worth voting for. There's only one person in Congress that I really like, and that's Justin Amash. But at the end of the day, government is the largest murderer of all time. They've even out-murdered religion. So we can't
exactly democide.
Democide. So we can't wait. I mean, but we can't wait for them to solve our problems. But if people get into government and do other things, share the videos, or if they confront people, or if they make music, or they make art exposing this, or they go out and protest, or whatever, a million things that you could do, then more freedom is always better. So if people like Rozier and Elric and Deanna and NC Deb and Ram and Mateo, when they get in Red Instrumental, when they get into government, they're going to be lessening government and be more in freedom. So anytime we can do more freedom is always best. And yes, anarchy is one way of calling it, but I prefer the term voluntarious. But yes, I don't believe that we should be. I don't believe in masters. So
Me
I don't believe
neither.
in masters. And I know Rozier doesn't believe in any masters. So Rozier, thank you so much for joining us again, guys. Go to Rozier's channel.
Thank you.
And guys, stay tuned too. Go to Auditing America, send him a Cash App donation. It's his birthday, for crying out loud. Say happy birthday. At least leave him a comment if you got no bucks. Share one of his videos for free. That costs nothing. Share one of our best videos over there. Tell him happy birthday. Leave a comment for the algorithm. And Rozier Hawk, he will be joining us very soon on Auditing America. Maybe tomorrow night at 7 p.m. if he can stay up that late again too.
Who knows?
Who knows? See. I'm going to talk to him behind the scenes. He needs to get to bed because he's all work and no play. That means you got to get some rest sometimes. So thank you, Rozier. Everyone go check out his channel. In the description, share these videos, and be looking forward to hearing from that real soon. In the meantime, check out his YouTube channel, and then you can have some questions for him ready when we interview him either tomorrow or the next couple of days on Auditing America. And guess what, guys? The tyrants are going to be out there. They're going to be trying to wizard all over little kids, steal your money, steal your weapons, steal your rights. But guess what? There's always going to be Deanna. There's always going to be Austin Girl. There's going to be Rom. There's going to be Cali Life. There's going to be Erica. There's going to be Tommy. And there's definitely going to be Rozier. And there's definitely going to be me. And we're definitely going to have some hats. And it's definitely going to be a fake mic.
Real news.
Real news. Peace out, folks.